Today I F'd up. Today I F'd up by calling my wife with the N-word while she was working. Long story short. I, 30, am black and my wife, 28, is white. She got a new job as a receptionist in an elderly residence. Recently we had a discussion about why I sometimes call my closest friends by the N-word, and she thought it was a good idea to do that with her too, since half of my friends are white too. So I started doing it and it was funny AF. Then yesterday she called me from her work with the speaker on, as she was busy and never expected me to say something stupid, and the first thing I said was, "Sup N." A long moment of silence came after it and she told me she was going to call me back. Turns out the other receptionist is black and heard what I said and was outraged by it, and my wife had to convince her that I am black too by showing her our pics. They ended up laughing about it. Edit 1, I used the wrong word by saying that her colleague was outraged. Her real reaction was that she had a surprised PK face for 5 SEC. Then she told my wife, "It's none of my business, but do you guys call yourselves like that?" My wife's answer was, "Yeah, he's black." And they both exploded in laughter. Then my wife showed her our pics to comfort her. My wife told me that today her colleague invited her to lunch and they had a really good vibe. Today I F'd up by letting myself get too horny. TIFU. I am quite literally shaking and feeling sick writing this, but tonight I got trapped in the ultimate damned if you do damned if you don't situation. If I could tell someone I would, but I can't, so here we are. I got too horny and went on Omegle this morning. Found a nice young pair o' tits in the unmoderated section and all the sudden boom, our cams freeze, hella sus in hindsight, so she says add me on Insta. I add her on Insta. I message her first. Boys, were so deep in a scam my balls are aching. She waits till 11:30 p.m. tonight to text back. We engage in what I believe will be consensual noodle waving and tit bouncing. Innocent little me. Why Insta? It's a scam. She fucking recorded my *ck and threatened to send it to all the contacts she scoops up off my profile. I'll admit, boys, I panicked more than a grown man should. I gave in at first, to appease my new master, but then thought of something genius. I'll post on Insta while I'm simultaneously stalling the scammer, in order to post a selfie that says, "Well, I got hacked, prepare for a dick, don't worry, it's not mine." Even if I didn't completely dodge a bullet, I think I may have thrown those fuckers off their game. I didn't pay a dime. Just my pride, and Insta reputation down the shitter. I don't really use social media for a while now, so I meticulously sent messages to people and unfollowed/removed all my followers. All in all, lesson learned, and I won't be on Insta anytime soon. LMAO. I got too horny and fell for an internet scam, but only paid for it in wounded pride instead of dollars. Edit, I'm also boycotting Omegle, don't worry. I understand my flaws and I'm working on them. LOL. Today I F'd up by disrespecting my son's dead mother. I am 24, have a son, am 4, he's adopted. His adoption has a whole backstory to it, but to make an extremely long and complicated story short, his mom and I were friends. She ended up getting our *ped by some guy when she was 19. She got pregnant and decided to keep the baby, gave birth to him, and unfortunately committed suicide a month later. She wanted me to take him in if something ever happened, and so I decided to follow her wishes. Her parents wanted nothing to do with him for obvious reasons, and I'm single. I've raised him pretty much by myself for the past 5 years, and before you all start crying, fake post in the comments, he will be 5 next month. Now let me tell you, being a single parent is hard. I'm constantly on my feet having to chase this little human around. I haven't taken a nap in 5 years, I get little to no time to myself. There's been times I literally couldn't use the bathroom because kids are needy and constantly getting into things. Plus it doesn't help that I have the most energetic but defiant child of all time. He doesn't listen and is always arguing about something. He's just like his mother. Of course I still love him and understand that this comes with the territory, but it doesn't make it any easier. Fast forward to yesterday. We were at some local theme park and all was well up until about halfway through. My son has a bad habit of complaining, especially when he's tired. This dude was whining about absolutely fucking everything, from being mad that I wouldn't buy him another $8 popcorn to deciding he didn't want to go on a ride when we were in the middle of the long ass line to not wanting to go to Chick-fil-A. He had a problem with everything. I was getting annoyed and kept telling him stuff like, you need to fix your face and cheer up, and I feel like you want me to get angry with you and I'm not too sure why. The last straw was when I asked him to throw a cup in the garbage on the way out and he instead had a fit and threw it across the parking lot. I told him he was gonna stay with our family friend, who we'll call Jay, while I went to Florida in September if he kept it up. He got all pissed off again, ranting about how he hates Jay and that he never wants to see Jay ever again. Now keep in mind, he fucking loves Jay. He was just tired and saying this to spite me. We get in the car and I tell him how he's not watching any movies on the way home because he was bad and didn't stop complaining. He told me how he would be good now, but I just said it's a little too late for that. All you had to do was listen and not complain and you would be watching a movie, but now you gotta listen to my music, man. Shrugging, medium dark skin tone. He pouted for a bit but fell asleep and was fine. I told my friend about the whole thing on the way home, to which he explained to me that I shouldn't reprimand my son like that because his mom wouldn't have liked it and that I should remember who he comes from. I told him, bro, in all honesty, I don't give a shit about what his mom would have liked. He's my son and I can decide how to handle him. She wanted me to have him, this is what comes of that. She's not here to judge me, so I'm gonna parent him however I want. Friend told me I needed to chill out and that I shouldn't take it out on a dead girl all because I can't control my kids. It turned into a mini argument, but it was fine. Looking back, I do feel bad about it. His mom was a good person and I really could have worded myself a lot better. I was just stressed from having to rush home and get him ready for sports, as well as having to try and get him in a better mood for sports. Everything is back to normal today. I'm all good if not a little tired. But still, I think I could be a little more sensitive. I guess when it comes to his mother. TLDR, my kid is adopted and his mother is dead. He was bad as shit at the theme park and I tried to be a good parent and discipline him. My friend told me I needed to be a nicer parent because his mom wouldn't have agreed with how I handle him. I told him that I didn't give a shit what she would have wanted, and now I'm realizing I could have been a little nicer about that. Today I f'd up. I called my girlfriend Manly after she is a little jealous that I'm prettier than her with makeup. So I've been told that I had pretty eyes and nice eyebrows. At the same time I've been told I have a decent jaw, so I think I look like a man for the most part. So I was at my girlfriend's house and she put makeup on me. Well, I don't to brag, but I looked pretty. She started getting a little upset, saying stuff like, you're prettier than me because of my eyes. After that I said by that logic it would mean you are manlier than me since she has bigger hands than me. I have really small hands for a guy, BTW, so most girls I date usually have bigger hands than me. I know I made her upset by pretty much calling her manly. I know I should have just said that she was prettier than me and moved on. I really think she is really pretty, so I didn't think that comment would make her upset. I'm thinking of taking her out on some romantic date instead of watching the new John Wick. How do I tell her that I genuinely think she is really pretty and not manly at all? TLDR, when she was upset about me being more prettier than her, in her opinion, because my eyes go well with makeup, I said by that logic she is more manlier than me because she has bigger hands.